What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Barn Shenanigans. I am Daniel and I am excited. How many of you guys have had a childhood machine that you grew up with and you had great memories on it? For me, it was a Ford tractor, tricycle tractor that was Papaw's on my dad's side of the family. And to make a long story short, I've got a lot of memories on this thing. We plowed the fields with it. I drove it around as a little kid. Well, unfortunately, Grandpa passed away some time ago, and Dad had sold the tractor to somebody local. Well, years went by, the tractor kind of went missing. I had asked my dad, I said, do you happen to know where the tractor's at? He said no, but I've got connections of the person that he sold it to. Dad called the gentleman, and the gentleman knew where the tractor was sitting at, and ironically enough, it wasn't like maybe 20 minutes from where my dad lives currently. So he's driven past his dad's tractor multiple times and never knew that it was sitting there in somebody's front yard. And even longer story short, Dad had bought the tractor, and I went up there and looked at it. It's pretty rough, but I think we can bring it back to life. I've got the trailer, I got a whole arsenal of stuff, tools and whatnot, gasoline, oil, you name it. Do I think we're gonna bring this tractor home? I don't know. We might need a winch to pull it out. So my hopes and goals is to start the tractor where it's sitting, or at least see if it'll start. Hopefully it's not locked up. Air up the tires if they hold any kind of air, and then drive it onto the trailer. That would be epic, but we'll see. So stick around. It's gonna be a fun day. So I brought my brother Jake, that's my dad, and then my youngest brother Aaron's over there. This is where the 961 Ford has been. I honestly don't know what year it is. If you know what year this is off the top of your head, bleep bloop it down below and let me know. Ooh, look at that, it was 214. Alright, can't get distracted. There she is, 961 Power Master. How cool is that? Let's get a closer look at this thing. I'm really hoping that this engine is not stuck. Well, the fan is just spinning on the belt. I did bring a battery to try to put it in here just to see if it's going to turn over. First order of business we're going to do is clear all this out of the way. My brothers were very kind enough to come up here and help out with pulling the trees and debris out of the way. So let's get into this tractor here. Tires seem to hold a little bit of air, so we get kind of lucky with that. They've still got something in them. I don't think that battery's going to be charged, huh? And it looks like there's been some critters in here. Yeah. I have no idea if it's got coolant in it or not. Oh, I'll be dipped. There is someone there. Is there anything in there? Hello? It's empty.
Full or dry, how are we getting this thing?
That's awesome. Alright, first order of business is we're going to take the spark plugs out here, and then that way we can assess the situation a little bit better. Put some oil in the cylinders. Alright, so reading the plugs on this thing has been burning a lot of oil in its past. So there might be a good chance we'll have to rebuild this engine at some point. Lubricate the cylinders a little bit, because I don't really know how long this tractor's been sitting here. Allegedly it ran when this was parked, but there's a lot of stuff that can happen between now and then.
Allegedly. That's a big word for Elmo.
Look at this, the original sticker's still underneath it. Watch your proof meter. There's ignition switch is hidden underneath here. I have no idea if the switch is actually going to work, but we'll find out.
She'll sit for now.
Yeah.
Just FYI.
Okay.
Well, I still have a feeling we're going to be pushing this out.
Time to take her.
So they closed on the relay side for ground, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to know.
That's the way all the old Fords were with a push button.
Good.
Easing up some. And about 4.
Touch that on the negative side and see if it does. Ooh. Take that back.
It's Morse code.
Switch works.
Yeah. Morse code. Okay. Jumper cables. We're going that route. We're gonna officially bypass this. Cables will jump it directly to it.
Yeah.
See if it'll at least spin the motor over. If it won't, then we'll come up with a different idea. Sweet. Now, put that on the sad cable. Hey Jake, is it on there?
Yeah, I'll wiggle it. There
Yeah,
you go.
thank you.
I think your tester might be bad.
Yeah, well,
It's got a good bite.
I'd say that this starter's probably locked up tighter than Alcatraz. Yep. She ain't doing nothing, not just yet. Let's see. It's just probably so on the ground that it won't even roll.
That
It will when we hook a truck up to the back of it.
Well, I was gonna toy with the idea of putting it in high gear and see if we can kind of rock it. Won't put loose, but I forgot that's attached. Seems to be a problem. Well, bad news. Good news is the starter actually turns physically, but I think it's grounded itself out because it is not happy. But we'll continue with it. Got Jake jacking up the front.
I don't know, I'm just playing. We'll see what else happens.
There's them up before you set it back down.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll hold.
I don't know if they've got tubes in them or not.
They should have.
Okay. Okay, how do you work this bad boy?
Bottom button on the right.
The plus?
No.
Oh.
I'm actually able to spin the motor. So the motor is actually freed up, which is good. But I think it's shortened itself out to the case in there.
Clear up the back tire too.
Yeah, I'm filming this. Oh, yikes. Yummy. Yummy.
That's pretty cool.
So that's supposed to be like that. Those are,
it's supposed to do that.
well, back before they had paper filters or air filters, they would use oil. And essentially the oil would trap all the dust and they'd be in this oil bath right here. So this was their old school way, probably one of the better ways of actually keeping engine clean.
A lot of your big equipment are going back to an oil
Going
bath.
back to oil bath.
Yep.
My next game plan is to. That's cool. Yeah, I gotta get me one of those tools now.
Hey Siri, add to Amazon wish list.
Pay the Jake's credit card.
He'll sell you that one. You know,
Joke's on him, that credit card ain't gonna get him very far.
Next thing I'm gonna do is grab my
Yeah, get it.
pry bar and see if I can spin that engine over a little bit.
Give her a couple more cranks, will you?
Honestly, yeah, if you could jack that side up, and if that tire brake is not stuck, we might be able to put that in 5th gear and rock that tire back and forth and see if we can get that engine to
Alright.
knock over a little bit.
a 3-pole solenoid or a 4?
What's that?
Is that a 3-pole solenoid or 4?
4.
I've probably got a new one up there at the shop if you want me to go get it.
I mean, if it's not too much trouble for you.
No.
Okay. That'd be
back.
wonderful. I'll pull it off. The previous owner was nice enough to go see if he can find another starter relay for this, because this one is undoubtedly froze. And in order for us to proceed, we could just jump and bypass it. That's not a problem. But if he's got one, it won't take too long to swap this out. And that way, we can actually start it from sitting up there, have better control over it. It'd just be better all the way around. So, pulling this apart. So that goes on the top, that goes on the bottom. Remember that.
I was in there, I grabbed a set of points in case the points look terrible.
You're a smart man. That was the next. After I get this on there, I'm going to be checking for sparks. Pull that away a little bit more so it's not touching. There you go.
These little Fords it's got to jump a 1/4 of an inch before it will fire under compression. Or 1/4 of an inch in open air.
Good to know. Once again, this guy was a rolling hardware store, and he happened to have this key switch here. So we needed a power source to this side. Well, we kind of made it work. Now, the X turns over. So now we're going to jump over to the other side and see if we have sparkles. If we got sparkles, cool. We need to check to make sure we got power to the actual coil. So let's walk over this way. Ground it out over here. And we should have power. Oh, we got power to the coil. Sweet. Make sure it kills the coil. Yes. Okay, cool.
Turn it back on.
Yep, turn it back on. Sweet. Alright, now let's see if we can get lucky. I guarantee you we're gonna have to pull this cap off and clean the points because they're probably dirty. But for kicks and giggles, let's see if we even have spark. Can we loosen this up again, Vic? Can we loosen this plug up?
Yeah.
Or, better yet, kind of cheat. Let's see if this.
I'm telling your wife.
Yeah. Tell my wife. Don't tell my wife I'm here. Oh, guess we should check the oil, you know. Could be important. Oil's already, right?
Yeah, who needs that?
That's a women thing.
Yeah, let's see if it's got oil in it. Ooh, it's got some sticky stuff in it.
It'll lubricate.
Smells like 10W30.
I don't know that.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're going to crank.
I wanted to make it run.
Jake's got preparation to take the spark plug out, but I'm gonna see if we get lucky and we are able to see if there's a spark that happens. It should jump between there and there. So here we go. Oh my goodness, we do have spark. Well, I'll be darned.
Cool.
It's got spark. That must be a pretty tightly sealed cap.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Before we go any further, let's see if we've got potential to get fuel. So we're going to put a little bit of the 2-stroke oil in there, just because it helps lubricate some of the upper cylinders. Oh, we didn't pull this off yet.
Yeah, so I got stuck on that.
No, you're fine. These are
I
pretty.
didn't bring a sediment bowl gasket, but I can go get one.
Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna see if this will be nice enough to us.
And the fuel is probably shut off. The valve is probably shut off under the tank.
Good point.
Takes a long screwdriver.
Yeah. Thankfully, I've got one. Good call.
Is it off?
Yeah, it was off. Glad he said something. You'd be like, Plugged up.
Henry Ford was a frugal man. He didn't put anything on these tractors they didn't need.
Yeah. Sometimes it just takes a little coaxing. Look at this. A little dirty. She's fine.
That's the ethanol gas for you.
Yeah. Okay, so now we got some carb cleaner. I think that gasket is probably shot. What's your step?
Okay, that's the small one.
All right, while I'm doing this, Jake, you want to go ahead and pour a little bit of the two-stroke oil. It's in that bucket. Cool. This is exciting.
I love the fact he just has everything.
I know.
That's
You
great.
really couldn't ask for more.
That's what he does.
That's great.
If you go and find a tractor somewhere, make sure the guy has a plethora of parts on hand, because that makes this job so much easier.
You can't use that big word.
Do I?
You can't use that big word.
Hang on. Let's dumb this down for the redneck version. Take again. Make sure he's got a shit ton of parts.
Okay, hold up. It's not plugged up. That's great news.
No, it's leaking.
Well, it's going through because the bone's not there. But I wanted you to do that
Flush
to
it.
see if it was actually clear. And it is clear. So now, just remind me to open that valve up when we go to start it.
Hey, Daniel. Open that valve up before we start it.
Yeah.
Noted. Boiling mess. So what should we do? Should we just kind of scuff this down and leave it patina-like, or should we try to at least paint it?
Paint sounds expensive. I'm all for patina.
Yeah, I mean,
Patina in it. Just kind of clean it off and scuff it down a little bit. I mean, I've always known Papaw's tractor is kind of rusty.
right.
One of these years I will paint it up though. Just not this year. There's a really good chance this carburetor is going to have to be rebuilt, but we might get lucky. Right now we've got the gentleman going down there to get the gasket for the bowl. I just dropped a very important piece. Ignition is on. We supposedly have spark. So I'm gonna put a little bit of this cheating fluid in here and we'll see if she at least fires off. Always make sure it's in neutral. We'll see what we got.
See birds, guys, come out. Hey.
Woohoo!
Dad.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, he said that's good.
So I'm gonna open this up
The hydraulics work.
and let's go to the other side and see if we got a leaking carburetor or not. Okay, there. It's filling up. Now let's see if the float sunk or if it's stuck.
If it's filling up, the float is sunk, or you don't have a good seal around the sediment bowl.
Makes sense. Okay. Oh. I'd say that's an excellent start, gentlemen. Cool. So next thing is we're going to try to clean up our mess a little bit, and then we're going to see if the hydraulics work on it, and obviously see if the clutch will actually.
We probably want to hook this back up, don't we?
And then we'll go from there. Forks on that a little.
When you yank it forward, you want me to hold this ring back?
Collar.
Yeah.
Yeah, you actually gotta push it.
That's the whole way. Want me to wait for you to yank it?
I would.
Either way, I'm gonna sit on top of here.
I would steer clear until I can at least see if this clutch is going to grab or not. And then
This is Doug's off. I'm a little nimble, no offense.
Clutch is stuck.
yeah. See if I can do an old trick.
It won't let it start once.
That's right. Yep. Forgot about that.
I would do,
What would you do?
I would put it in gear,
And then try to bump it?
have somebody take jumper cables.
That's literally my next move, was to pop that off and then just jumper ground it and just see if I can shock it
Yep.
loose. So I've got a 7500 diesel at home, and every once in a while I have to do that to it. Granted, it doesn't have a neutral lockout on it. But
What do you want? Cables?
Huh?
You want cables?
just long flat blade screwdriver would be fine. When you're working with something like this, you definitely don't want the ignition to kick on. Just take it off the coil, and that way you don't have temptation for it to take off. You want to stand on the clutch?
I'll do that.
Yeah, stand on all the way down. There you go.
Hang on, let me get this hammer out of my way.
We're not getting good ground somewhere. What happened?
You haven't got power to the solenoid. You're gonna have to.
How's it still moving when I have the clutch in?
That's what we're trying to break that clutch.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. It's stuck.
Yeah, that's
hard to.
Let's see.
the way. It'll be fine. Oh, that's still forward. Which one's reverse? There we go.
Right gear. Is that how you want the ramp?
What's that?
Is that how you want the ramp?
Maybe having the throttle wouldn't be a bad idea since I don't have a clutch.
Trying to figure out the shift pattern here. So this is down. So that's fifth. That's 4. Ah, okay. So then that's 2. That's 1. That's third and reverse.
We got it. We figured it out. So, props to that starter, because I started that sucker in 5th gear trying to chug it up on that hill. I had it down to one too far. So that should be, there we go. That should be 1st gear.
Heck yeah. Booyah.
Yee.
No, it's going to big trailer.
Alright, we have good news and bad news. So good news is we've got the tractor back there. I don't know if you can see it. Bad news is,
Show them the speedo. Show them the speedo.
well, okay, if I can turn around, just take my word for it. We're rolling about 40, 45 mile an hour. And if you can hear my voice, the trailer has a severe flat spot on the one of the tires. And if you didn't see from some of the previous footage, my trailer was not wide enough. Thankfully, the gentleman had another trailer there that was wide enough. And the tractor clutch, obviously, as you saw, doesn't work. So we had to get creative to get it on the trailer. Now, here's the problem. We've got about an hour and 20 minutes to go home. And if at rolling at 40 mile an hour, the sun's starting to go down. Our grandparents...
Lights don't work.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's the other thing, too. Lights don't work. The trailer brakes do not work. So we're coming up with a plan here. I think we're going to take this tractor back to its original home, where it spent the majority of its life, back to our grandparents' house, and they've got a barn there. And I think we're going to drop the tractor off there, and then when I get my other trailer up to snuff, then we will come back and go that route. You recognize that tractor? So you recognize it?
No, not really.
Yeah, it's sat outside for a while. It's a little more rusty than what it used to be. We're gonna take it back down there to the pole barn for right now and get his boat out.
Just when you thought you got rid of it, it's back.
You gonna put it in the pole barn?
Yeah. There she is in all her glory. So what's fun is this tractor spent the better part of its life at this property in that barn. And as a kid, I would drive that very tractor around here. It probably put this mound here. I know there's a couple spots, and that thing was responsible for
working on, tilling up, moving. I know that little berm up there, it was over there for years. Pulling Jake's boat out right now. And then we're gonna put this thing right back in its home. Guys, I am so excited that this tractor's back in our family right now. Special shout out to Aaron and Jake and Dad and everybody else who helped with this. Hopefully we will get this back to my house before too terribly long. We'll be able to tear into it a little bit more, get the brakes working, get the clutch working. But the fact that it runs and we were able to drive it onto the trailer, I call that a win. So thank you guys for watching. If you don't mind, hit the subscribe button, like and follow this channel. We will continue to do more fun stuff like this. I am so excited to have Papaw's tractor finally back home. Guys, take care.